Pope, Aaron Ramsdale. The only reason Henderson's getting in that squad is because Pickford's out. Because Pickford's always going to be his number one pick.
Yeah, but he's not doing bad at Forest.
Yeah.
He's not doing all
over Pickford, no. Over
yeah,
Pope.
Pickford ain't doing well at Everton, is he?
Yeah, but he's always done well for England.
True.
He's never done well at Everton. He made the Euros with Everton.
Hendo, great penalty stopper though.
Yeah, that's probably the only reason he's there. But he's not. I don't think he's going to get any minutes. Ramsdale's doing really well.
Who's your first choice out of them three?
Pope.
I think
You know what you're getting out of Pope.
I think mine's Ramsdale.
He's just too over dramatical. I think his positioning is pretty poor, and he makes saves look really good.
He gets involved with like supporters singing a lot as well.
Yeah,
which
well, I don't mind that.
It's all it's alright if you're playing at non-league, but when you're playing for a Premier League club,
and they're going, "You shit, and he's like, ah.
Yeah, yeah, like you are a role model.
He's done that. You've seen that advert, the chips advert.
Wait, is that a chip advert?
A chip shop advert or a potato advert, and then he gets the chip bag. They give it to him, and he goes, ah, and then everyone in the chip shop goes, chipper.
What?
I haven't seen this.
If you want to be a credible goalkeeper, you've got to advertise.
Safe right.
Double glass.
Safe right, like fucking
David Seaman.
You saw him on TV yesterday. He's fucking. And I said to Lottie, I was like, "What a fool from fucking crazy." She was like, "I don't know who he is."
Yeah, what was he advertising?
Double glazing windows.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I've
Safe
seen
style.
it. Yeah, I've
Yeah,
seen it.
I've got safe hands.
Yeah, they used to do. You buy one, you get one free.
Yeah.
And they thought they branched out.
I've got safe hands, and I was England's number one, so I know safe right is safe, and England's number one. What are you fucking loser? Get on fucking Talksport or something.
No, I think he is. There must be a bit of extra budget now. Trevor Sinclair's off the airwaves.
No, yeah, Ramsdale for me.
I think Pope. I think you know what you get out of Pope. He's not great with his feet like Pickford, but you know he's a great shot stopper.
Yeah, he's good. What do you think, Tom?
It's a tough one. I would prefer Pope because I think he's more kind of orthodox keeper, but I think Ramsdale purely because
Leadership.
and in the Nations League campaign, even though it was horrendous in the summer, he was kind of the preferred guy, wasn't he? So I wouldn't be surprised if he lines up for England against Italy.
But let's all get it right, yeah. None of them get a minute without Pickford.
No.
Pickford's your number one, 100%.
But I know a lot of players have this where they're good for England and shit.
Yeah, Maguire's another one.
Southgate's very much it's part of his philosophy, isn't it? Like if people serve him well, but we look at look at the squad as well of people in there. I mean, Trippier's done well since he's gone to Newcastle.
We'll go through defenders. We can pick them out. So the goalkeepers, I'm not too angry about. No, it's fine.
They're all of the three keepers are doing good for their clubs.
Yeah.
Henderson saved some penalties. Now that'll be very interesting for Southgate with the World Cup coming up.
Yeah. But Forest are just pony. Like they're not doing anything.
They've looked alright in some games.
No, they haven't, though, have they? They're going down.
23 new signings. They've got some of the people that were bought first of all in those 23 are now going to be phased out by the recent people that have come in.
They brought, imagine, 2 whole new first teams.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy. Like,
You've seen all the memes.
Yeah.
What size coach now? It's like a double decker.
Well, they made 23 signings. You're only allowed to announce 25.
Yeah.
That's mad, isn't it?
How long will it take at the service station if they all get off to The driver's like, yeah, go on, fucking hell. Do you know what I mean? Unbelievable.
We'll go through defenders and
I feel sorry. They're all just the people at the training ground that got to make all them sandwiches as well.
Yeah, no, it is funny, but like you got to think about the players who have been trying so hard and got them promoted, and now they're not getting a look in.
Yeah. What a way to go out though.
Yeah. We've seen some great Championship players who are only good in the Championship. Though.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll go down for us.
Yeah, I think they will.
They can be on the top of the bus on the double decker with their medal, and they can imagine they're back in Nottingham again after the playoff. It'd be special. Harry Toffolo.
New signings get to sit on the top deck. Obviously.
Yeah.
Ridgeman.
Yeah.
Defenders, we've got Trent, Chilwell, Cody, Eric Dyer, Gay from Palace, Reece James, Gay, Maguire, Luke Shaw, John Stones, Tomori, Trippier, Kyle Walker. So I'm not mad at Gay, James, Stones, Tomori, Trippier, Walker. Even Dyer, I'm not too mad
I hate
about.
Dyer.
Dyer's had a great start to the
Great
season.
start. Cody, I'm happy with.
And also, although I think, and he was one of Southgate's favourites, it's only when he jumped in the stand and tried to fight the Spurs fans where he got
I don't
phased
think
out
that was
there.
Southgate's choice to phase him out either. I think it was more of like a media thing.
Yeah.
Let's punish him for this.
Yeah.
But on the show what they did, the All or Nothing, I backed him 100%. Why do you? Yeah. I don't mind him. I
never really liked him.
You know, he's straightforward. He's nothing special. He's never going to win anything. He's just like, he's a good squad player.
He scored the winning penalty in England's first ever
and he scored
shootout win in a World Cup.
And he opened the score in that tournament as well with a free kick. He's now playing centre back. He's a big boy. He shouldn't be playing centre mid, to be fair. It doesn't fit England's system.
No.
But let's talk about Trent. I don't think he should be anywhere near that squad until he's ready.
He can't defend.
No, and I think that's it.
That's the fucking cliche thing though. He can't defend. He is technically probably the best footballer we've got.
But he's a winger. He's a right winger.
He's a right winger who's not good enough to play right wing.
And they've tried to convert him, and sometimes it works.
Yeah.
Well,
sometimes he could work in that wing back system, but
if you play as a 5,
and Trippier offers so much more as a set piece player. Ward-Prowse ain't getting in there. He's a better free.
Ward-Prowse is in the squad.
He's in the squad, but when it comes to the tournament,
he doesn't fit the system. We were speaking about this, and it was like the system is 5-2-3. So for Ward-Prowse to play, he has to change the way he plays.
Yeah,
because he's not a number 6. He's not a defensive midfielder. He is that De Bruyne style number 8
playmaker
in the middle. He's the middleman, and England don't play that, and that's why he's going to take. I know we're jumping to midfield straight away, but that Phillips, it has to make the squad. I know it's against what I said about the 0 minutes. Like Chilwell played no minutes, and he's getting in the squad. Maguire getting in the squad. Luke Shaw 0 minutes getting in the squad. But I think because of how good Phillips and Rice were together in the Euros, you can't leave them out.
I think the only reason they picked Maguire and Shaw is because of how they turn up for England.
Yeah.
If it was just based on how they're doing at club or how many minutes they play.
No, which is what used to be like, didn't it? It used to be how you played for your club if you played for a Big 6 club.
how things have changed for Maguire though since the last World Cup. You know, old slabhead. You know, he's known affectionately as scored that goal against Sweden.
Yeah.
And that was, you know,
it's another fall from grace, isn't it? He was just on the cusp of being like a world star.
But then we look back and we're like, actually, what he was good at was
just being a big lump.
Yeah, and was he that good? I mean, the thing is with that was we couldn't have had really an easier
with John Stones
path
though,
to the semi-final.
John Stones is a quality ball playing centre back.
Right? I'd play John Stones.
Quality ball playing centre back.
But he gets unstuck sometimes.
Yeah, but
like they all do.
They all do, but I think that might be something to do with people next to him. He's not too confident.
Yeah.
At City doesn't fuck up too much. He
No.
does when he plays right back. But like he's playing that position. But at City, he's got Ruben Diaz next to him.
Exactly.
You think I'm all right?
Yeah.
You might as well start doing keep-ups, don't you?
Yeah, Ruben Diaz is mustard. Who else? So Chilwell, I can't see why he would get in the squad. But who else is there to replace him left back?
His dad owns a coach company. And
he's
he sorted them out. And that's where they got on. Henderson said, right, well, actually, if you speak to Chiz's dad, he knows someone out in Qatar, he knows someone who works there, who plays golf with this guy in Qatar, who
I don't think they play golf like that anyway.
No, I don't think they do. But anyway, he sorted Gareth Southgate out. So he said, look, I'm going to be helping the old man with the coach anyway. And he said, well, you might as well have a space.
Yeah.
I said, even if you're not on the squad, you're on the coach. And he said, that's all I want to do. Can I get a tracksuit? And they were like, look.
Right, we'll see what we can do.
Yeah.
You're not in the team, you're in the squad.
Yeah.
So who's your back four then? Who are you picking for back four?
Well, it's back five, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I play Trips out on the left.
Yeah, same.
Because you know what you get out of him. He's solid and set-piece specialist. And then you play the back three of Stones, Cody and Walker. Or Tomori. Because Tomori's fucking quality in Italy. But it is in Italy. He wasn't getting in the Chelsea squad here.
I think I'd choose Maguire, Tomori and Stones.
I can't pick Maguire. I just can't.
We try to say, so tomorrow it's like him being like store manager of Audi.
Doesn't mean a lot.
Rocking up at Tesco's.
Yeah, it doesn't mean a lot.
No.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
I think you've got to put Cody in.
Cody, yeah, leadership qualities as well.
Yeah, Cody, Stones on one side of him, Walker on the other side of him, and then Reece James right back.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty fucking safe.
Yeah, I agree.
And then you're not getting unstuck if Reece James is too far forward. Kyle Walker's going to keep up.
Yeah, completely.
Bellingham, Mount, Henderson, Declan Rice, and Ward-Prowse, 5 midfielders, but only played 2.
The Phillips.
Didn't he withdraw?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Phillips isn't in there.
He was named in the squad, but he then withdrew with a shoulder injury, I believe.
Yeah,
okay.
But then they've put in Bowen.
And that was just like, because he's not played it all, he literally picked up his kit bag, put it on his shoulder, out for 2 weeks.
He's not ready for it.
Yeah. Yeah, shame really.
So my only problem was probably Walker. No, not Walker.
Ward-Prowse.
No. Phillips getting in that squad, even though he is great and he's great for England, it's tough to put him in for not playing any minutes.
Yeah.
Bellingham's class.
Yeah.
I think he's got to get the look in.
Him
He's shown it already. Like
and speaking about I know it's a joke about the Chilwell thing, but Henderson is only there for support, backroom fucking bullshit. Because he's not getting a look in this, surely.
I think he'd be someone that you would probably bring on in a game if you're trying to close it out, which is kind of what he was used for in Euro 2020.
In the Euros, yeah.
Was like when the job was done, bring him on.
If you watched him as well, he was just about to go on, and then he was orchestrated a goal on the sideline, like with Southgate.
I remember that.
And then, because they scored, he didn't go on. He like stepped back, and he was like, "No, I'm not going on now." But he was part of the tactical awareness to move the ball forward, and I think that's the only reason he's there. He's literally there for fucking more support because he's got no legs on him.
No, he's not getting a look at over Bellingham and
Rice. He's there for leadership qualities, like 100%. As a leader.
I think you've got to give it to Bellingham and Rice.
Yeah,
I know
100%.
You can possibly say
Ward-Prowse,
but the thing is with like the stats that he's achieving in the Champions League, you know, they're coming against good players.
Yeah, he tore apart the Man City midfield.
Yeah.
And like, he's 18 years old.
Yeah.
Like this kid, we've got to mould him to be something great.
Yeah. And I think this has got to be. I don't want to see essentially like, you know, a Euro 2020 the BAM reunion for this tournament. I think we need to go and we've got lots of young players through. We need to invest in a bit. What annoyed me about the Euros, especially with it essentially being over here as well, was that a lot of the excitement supporters had before it was with Foden and Grealish being in the team. We didn't see enough of them. Yeah. It's like he was too scared. No, you can't do it. Yeah, I completely know what you mean. We got to the final and we lost. There's not really. I mean, if we want to dissect why we lost that, I mean, the fact that he didn't even choose his penalty takers. But going back to the thing in place was, it was fine. It worked the job. But in this tournament, I would like to see some of these players emerging. Grealish hasn't been in the City side, but he came back and he's looking good. So
I think stay fit. I think there's a fitness issue as well.
Yeah.
But Foden and Grealish don't fit the system because it is City. They play a free role.
Yeah.
And that doesn't exist in the England lineup. But that's where Mason Mount as well. He's written down as a midfielder, but his role does not exist in the England setup. Like the false nine doesn't exist. So he would have to play in the Grealish Foden role out on the wide. So that's another reason why I think that's the only reason Mount goes as well. I can't see it why he's going. But who else are you going to take?
So it's got to be Bellingham and Rice though midfield.
Yeah, there's no there's no question there. Who are we missing for the midfield? Smith Rowe. He don't fit the system.
But the thing is with Smith Rowe, he got his chance with England because he was featuring heavily for Arsenal. But that was at the start of Arteta's reign. But now he's
not really now
Arteta's kind of shown his hand a little bit and made his changes. He just doesn't really feature. He's still definitely Premier League level, Smith Rowe. He is.
Oh, top 5 Premier League.
Yeah, until he should go somewhere like Nottingham Forest where they've got space for him. Okay.
I'm sure they can find a space in the coach.
Yeah.
One of you's got to sit on the toilet.
But you would think in January. I mean, it'd be too late, obviously, for that work for the World Cup. But you'd think really he's not getting a look on at Arsenal.
He's got to get a loan out somewhere.
He's ideally at a Premier League club. Maybe that are trying to stay up.
Or between 10th and 15th is the perfect starting loan.
I don't think going to a Championship side, even if it's the top one's going to prove anything because we already know it's Premier League standard. He just needs to get that experience in.
Yeah, you're right.
Going down and playing for...
Like Lingard got back in England, set up after going out on loan to West Ham.
Yeah.
Like, it was the perfect loan.
It's exactly that. You know, him going to, like, say, Sheffield United or Norwich is not going to prove anything.
No, absolutely.
It needs to be a Premier League side, for sure.
But does Harvey Barnes get a look in? I think he should. But
I love Harvey.
Leicester was so shit.
Yeah, and...
You showed me something yesterday.
That I think there's something in that Leicester side.
It's backroom.
Yeah, and I think now, Ben Southgate's obviously made a massive stance of how Maddison behaved on international duty by being ill and then being in a casino. I think there's a lot of that in that Leicester squad, and I think Barnes.
Madison also kicked off, didn't he? Ripped up a contract deal and threw it in his face or something.
Yeah, but I don't think he's the only person that's doing that.
I think he's probably the biggest name.
The
That's why
ringleader.
he's getting singled out more.
Yeah.
Harvey Barnes is not a household name.
No.
James
Well, it
Maddison
depends
is.
where you live. If you live in Leicester, then
I guess so.
Yeah.
But like to the casual fan, everyone knows who James Maddison is.
Harvey Barnes, it sounds like a bath story.
We're saying about this.
Like, you never say his name without saying his first name.
Yeah.
It's always the two names.
It's always Harvey Barnes.
But what is that though? Because a lot of people, it happens to me a lot.
Yeah.
And you're like,
right.
but is it like some people or like our mate Johnny, like exactly the
I don't
same?
want to say his surname.
No, wait. But you're like some people.
Yeah, but his name's funny.
Yeah, but Harvey Barnes, it does sound like.
You never just say Barnes.
Yeah, it's like like Trago Mills. It's kind of a bit. It'd be one of those big.
Do you know Trago Mills?
Yeah. I met him on the way to a Forest game actually.
So I think Harvey Barnes should go looking if the team is good, but that team is so shit.
Yeah.
Maybe it could be like a B team. So during the World Cup,
there used to be such.
There is, yeah. It rolled up after '98, and then we're looking at doing.
There was an England C team which was just non-league players.
Yeah, no, that still goes, and you're like, okay, well, why
where's
is
the
the
B?
team? Yeah, but I think you could do that. You know, when people are really excited, there's no Premier League. Do the England B match, so people are still playing for England, but they could play against like the Isle of Wight and stuff like that. Put it on down at put it on Fratton Park or something, or
play on the dog field.
Play it on the dog field in the New Forest.
Who's the forwards?
Fornbridge Turks.
Forwards are Tammy Abraham, Jared Bowen, Foden, Grealish, Harry Kane, Saka, Sterling, and Tony.
Tony?
Yeah, I think Tony's getting a look in. I like that.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, no, it's he had a really great season. When
he had a great starter last season.
Yeah, I was saying
died off.
So Brentford Championship, he had a great season. He came up, started well, fizzled out.
Just as he was probably should have got a look in the England squad.
What was his total goals in the end last season?
Probably about between 10 and 15.
Yeah.
But like in the Championship, it was 4.
4 of those came against Norwich.
Yeah.
In one game.
But like this season, he's been class.
I think he's such a good number 9.
Yeah.
He's an old. Do you know what?
Do you know what he isn't good at though? Is defending corners. That Arsenal first goal on Sunday. You feel.
He's a fucking striker.
No, but you're thinking like I think that's a really poor excuse. I think when you're a striker, you know how to beat a defender, don't you?
Yeah.
So I think surely it should be easy. Like, oh, that mate at the front post. I mean, at least fucking try and take him out.
Yeah.
But he's giving him a free header, and I think at that time it's you're at home against Arsenal. To let a goal in that early,
both are in great form as well.
Yeah. But you'd think, they'd already put Arsenal up the scare a bit if they closed them out a little bit longer. Mm-hmm. But to let a goal in that quickly, it just fizzled out.
He definitely deserves a look, and so does Tammy. But Tammy's scoring goals.
Tony and Tammy.
That
sounds like a girl group from the 90s, doesn't it? Doesn't that shop as well, Tammy?
Yeah. I don't think Tammy Abraham actually any good in the Prem or against good defenders. Who's defending him in the fucking Italian leagues, for fuck's sake?
Wow. It's weird though, isn't it? Because Italy are famed for like having great defenders, but none of them play in Italy. Maldini said like if as a defender, if you've made a tackle,
you've done a mistake. Something's wrong.
Mistake.
Yeah.
So and then Tammy Abraham's literally ripping it up.
Yeah, but then as soon as an English player goes out there, scores those goals, it's like, oh, he's class.
Yeah.
No, it's not. He's not great. He didn't get in the Chelsea squad.
But then
when they weren't scoring goals.
A lot of that was when they had the transfer injunction. He really thrived under that Lampard side, and then as soon as he was
Most English
shown
boys
the
did,
door.
to be fair.
Yeah, he was. They really did. And then as soon as Lampard was shown the door, Tuchel came in, and he didn't really ever get a look at
the system. Yeah.
You know, Lukaku came back then.
Yeah.
That was a fucking mistake, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Who else we got?
Why is Bowen in the squad?
Because he's fucking class.
Of course you'd say
He's
that.
better than Saka, like by a country mile.
Gareth Southgate loves EastEnders. That's why.
He's with Danny Dye's
Yes,
daughter.
Yeah, he loves it as well, and he's like, and then he's like, fucking proper hammers and that. So he's got in on the back of that. Basically, Southgate loves
That's hard. Bowen's a
EastEnders, and he's
Millwall fan.
promised that
He gets a spot on EastEnders.
Jarrett Bowen said you can come on there. You know that Harry Redknapp slot? We want that for the World Cup. But what's going to do is they're going to record it, but it's not going to be on TV.
It's
a scam.
Bowen is fucking class. Like,
Yeah.
he is genuinely.
Yeah, but he hadn't last season. Yeah, he had a great start.
No, you're right.
West Ham haven't had a great start.
We're playing a lot more football though. He's been well in this Conference League. He scored every game, but like, there's no excuses. He definitely gets in that squad. There's no fucking question. Not just because I'm West Ham. He definitely deserves to be in that squad. This will get me a lot of stick. I think Saka's the most overrated England player of all time.
Yeah, I don't rate Saka.
Of all
that much.
time?
All time. Most overrated. I'm not saying he's the worst because
Of
he's
all time?
fucking class, but he's overrated to fuck, mate. Like big time.
Of all time.
All time.
That's a big statement.
Okay, the modern since Premier League era.
You know, Freo Walcott.
He was class.
He was all right.
As a nipper.
Yeah. But when you think when he first got put in
was
that World
rated,
Cup squad in
16 years old.
2006, which was Ericsson
And he never had a professional game.
No, he scored a goal for Southampton in the Championship. Then suddenly he's on a plane. And planes to Germany in the World Cup were a lot more limited than coaches to Forest.
There was only
tell you
there was
now.
a smaller squad then.
Yeah, it was.
Was it 21-man squad then?
Yeah,
No, it's 24, 25 in the World Cup.
yeah.
23 in the Euros.
But there was a lot there, and apart from there was a World Cup.
Remember that 2006 though also did take Teddy Sheringham. Or was that 2002? He took someone who was like touching 40.
That would have been 06 then, surely.
He went in 02.
He was 06.
Sheringham was already gone by then.
No, he
For
definitely.
England, he was.
No, he definitely was some old cunt.
What, in the 2006
Yeah.
squad?
I'm certain it was Sheringham.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Well, it was Crouch, wasn't it? Crouch was in the team.
I remember. So I was listening to Crouch podcast the other day.
Rooney was in the team.
Football numbers. So he was given the number 9 shirt in 2006 World Cup, and he didn't know he was getting in the squad. He was like, he knew what he was. Crouch, he knew what he was as a footballer. And then you're in the squad, and you've got number 9. So he rings his dad. I'm gonna play every game in the World Cup, Dad. Play 6 minutes.
He didn't get in the World Cup 2002 squad. He was in the qualifiers. He played.
2002
He scored.
World Cup. Sheringham's in it.
He's in the squad, but he didn't play, did
He
he?
didn't play a single minute.
So he scored in the two thing against Greece. He scored the first goal.
So is Kieran
Right.
Dyer though. Kieran Dyer was in that 2002
Yeah.
squad.
So Sheringham was the other
Yeah.
one then. Yeah, I fought with them, but it was definitely not 2006 because that's where we didn't know that we actually watched that game in the same place together.
Really?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
watched it in a social club.
Like 4 years or so before we thought we met. Turns out we're in the same place.
But
Yeah.
Because I punched the brick pillar after we lost on penalties. And nearly had to go. I went to A&E, but
So
the wait
Campbell-
was too long. So I just
Yeah.
went out of town. Oh, what a time to be alive. Great. Bag of frozen peas.
Saps.
Stood at bar at Wetherspoons. Come and have it.
Mortimer's more like.
No, it was spoons. It was spoons.
Teddy Sheringham.
It was still Chicago Rock at that
Was
point.
it?
Yeah.
Teddy Sheringham's boy played in our local non-league team, and he was a fucking fraud. He just he wasn't that good, was he?
Most of the players' sons are though.
Yeah, that he just signed because it was Teddy Sheringham's boy.
You sign them because you're in the hope they're coming down. And Teddy went and watched
Teddy
3
went,
games
yeah.
at Salisbury.
But then that was that the same season Leroy Lita played there?
I think that was the year afterwards.
Yeah,
So-
there's an app called Poker Face where you play poker, right? And I used to get fucking off it and then play poker. And then I was
You'd
like,
be on there.
Leroy Lita? And I was just speaking to him and I was like, yeah, I know. I
Croissant. Would you like a croissant,
Yeah.
Leroy?
We used to send people like
Yeah.
fucking gifts.
yeah.
And it was just croissants. And it was always some of that. It's because you're a fucking pastry, Leroy. he blocked me in the end.
Yeah. But can we say though, Leroy Lita era 2006.
So Leroy Lita,
Reading.
Dave Kitson.
Kaio Chera.
Yeah.
Wow. Him and Kitson.
Kitson.
Kevin Doyle, what a fucking player
Kevin
he was.
Doyle. Shane Long.
Long came through a little bit after.
Yeah.
Kevin Doyle was the one
That
at the time.
team when they first came
Hello
up.
there, and Kevin Doyle.
Jimmy Bullard was at Wigan at the time. They both came up together. That was like prime Premier League. That was fucking mustard. That was.
I didn't really watch it then. I was
Oh
too young,
fucking
man.
hell!
Was they so sick?
Steve Coppell's Reading. Yeah. Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, that's
Absolutely beautiful.
And then Paul Jewell was Wigan's manager.
Yeah. You know what? Was it when he was Derby manager? When he was there, or was he still at Wigan? When he was? Didn't he take a photo of himself naked on a car or something?
It wasn't a coach driven by Chilwell's dad.
No. On the way to Qatar. Me. What the fuck is that?
In 2006, you never know when the World Cup's gonna come.
Exactly. Paul, put your fucking pants on. Yeah. So yeah, Paul Jewell was I live and breathe.
I think it was that season. It was the fucking Hull manager, Phil Brown.
That was a few seasons later.
So he sat everyone down. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
then they it's like next person to score a goal's got to do it.
Yeah, that was the 08-09 season.
Oh, what a season that was.
Yeah, Jovino.
Yeah.
Playing for Hull. Scored that screamer. Went to Tottenham, never played?
No, that was Dos Santos.
Yeah, I think
Jovino was.
I think that because I think I signed him when I was Tottenham.
Jovino was the guy with a massive forehead from fucking Arsenal.
Giovanni.
No, that was Giovanni Dos Santos you're thinking of.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Even his brother still played for.
Jovino. That it looked like, and his head it was quite misshapen, and it looked like his headband was on too tight. It's like a slight avocado.
Giovanni Dos Santos and his brother also surnamed Dos Santos, weirdly enough.
Yeah.
They both play in the American League still.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
someone's got him.
Yeah. Well, there's a few good players out there. Carlos Vela.
Now he's still playing out there.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't care about him.
Yeah.
Player.
I know he is good.
MLS though, like it's if you got the opportunity to, it must be brilliant.
It's a good place to go and fucking die, isn't it? What do we reckon about this season's signings? So Haaland obviously is
that chap at
robot.
Man City's pretty good, isn't he?
We were just saying this, didn't we?
Yeah.
We were so wrong about
I was so wrong.
I don't know. I know. I've always thought he was going to be good.
No, I thought he'd be all right. Like I thought he's going to get exposed because he hasn't got any big boy defenders in.
Do you know what I'm glad about though? The one thing I've been proven wrong about is he's not doing that stupid Buller celebration.
He has done.
Yeah, but he's not doing it all the time like he was.
Well, because
can you imagine that? The lines would be like
the amount of goals he scores.
Yeah, they're like, right, this has got to stop. The league are like, you've got to stop this, mate. Can you just do the jump up in the air? Get on with it, please.
Yeah, but I was making my fantasy team at the beginning of the season. And
I couldn't even
I'm not putting Haaland in.
I know. So I thought he was going to be like 18 goal season maybe. Like I thought like 15 to 18 goals. I think that's very respectable in the Premier League.
He's ridiculous.
Well, you've only got to look at how the numbers have for leading goal scorer have reduced a lot over the years. We were looking at it a while ago.
Yeah, so
you think, so there's a couple of years where you had Alan Shearer at Blackburn 34, Andy Cole 34, dipped quite a lot. There was quite a few years where you've had like a three-way tie at like 20 odd.
We looked at a year, the year Didier Drogba won the Golden Boot, and he was first, 39 or something.
Mad.
Or no, not like, do you know what I mean? But like, it was like 34.
Yeah.
And Anelka 33. And then Alexis Sanchez was 5th with 31.
Yeah.
Like, imagine getting 31 goals. Last season, joint top, 2 of them with 18 goals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's no such thing as one-man teams anymore.
But then there was one season where there was a tie on like 20.
Yeah,
which is mad. When you think Steve Bruce scored 19 goals from defence in the 1991 season. 19 goals. And one year, a striker in like the Premier League, the best year ever, could only manage that as a top scorer.
That was the 4, wasn't it? Mane, Aubameyang, Vardy were joint.
Yeah.
With 21. Yeah.
Son last year, wasn't it?
Son and Salah last year.
Salah, yeah.
Because when he scored on the final day, they had someone on the phone going, he scored. Like,
yeah.
So Salah scored.
Because that was it, yeah, because Tottenham were absolutely taking my beloved Norwich to pieces, like most teams did last year. And there was a bit at the end, who was a player who was trying to link Son in?
Kulusevski.
Could have scored quite easily, linked him in, but it was a fucking shocking ball. And you clearly...
He's done fucking well, to be fair.
Yeah.
Kulusevski, he's only 21 years old, or 22 years old.
Is he? I thought
He's a nipper.
He had a great end to last season, but he hadn't had the best start.
Their buy-on clause, because he's only on loan from Juve, they can have him for like 20 mil if they want.
I still rate him.
For that money, you'll take him even if he's shit.
Yeah. I think Conte's slowly putting a good side together there. Yeah. And this is it, they had a great side, and then the media absolutely loved it when they lost in the Champions League. And they're like, oh, typical Tottenham with their wobble. Well, they came back in style on Saturday. Yeah. 6-2. I mean, at the moment, I think our team would fancy our chances against Leicester.
Yeah.
It's literally don't kick a man. But to be fair to Leicester, they showed a lot of spirit in that game.
Well, they were
very much in it until 3-2. And even then, you thought,
they've got
a chance here, and then enter Son, again written off by everyone, but I kept him, and like the foolish people in other leagues, I stood by Son. Admittedly, I forgot to make transfers for 2 weeks, but I stood by him, and he stood by me. You Son, thank you.
You are a fool to keep him, but then you're also a fool if you get rid of him.
Yeah.
Last week I captained Mitrovic, who playing Forest. I was like, bang that on, leave Haaland. No chance, he's not scoring. Haaland gets a goal, Mitrovic blanks. Like, I can't do anything right. But yeah, this is what he showed me something earlier about Leicester. He said, if you're reading this, you're a better keeper than Danny Ward.
Yeah.
we did the maths, didn't we?
Yeah.
We sat down with we looked at his Wikipedia page. So I'd never fucking heard of him when they signed him. Well, they didn't sign when he got.
Sounds like a character in Emmerdale, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Danny! He can't go and go. He don't play there.
Was this Kez?
Yeah. Get your gloves. What? You're in. You won't only get them.
The gloves are fucking Hawking gloves.
Yeah. David, Seaman. Yeah. Have you got your big gloves there, mate?
Yeah, he's played.
Danny, go and stand by his window. Actually, don't do that.
He's played more for his country than he has professional football games. We worked out it was like 19 professional football games or something before.
Over
season.
like 8 clubs.
Yeah, and he's played 26 for Wales.
It might not be right on 8 clubs, but just for the sake of it.
Why get rid of Schmeichel? Admittedly, he's not the best, but he's
on his
solid
way out,
enough,
wasn't he?
I know, but why not?
He's now at Nice, yeah.
Needs to meet, yeah. Sorry to be like that.
Yeah, why not replace Schmeichel? They didn't sign anyone.
Yeah, but they've always done that. Leicester have never replaced them. They got rid of Maguire for 80 million, replaced him with a youth prospect.
On the subject of Schmeichel and discussing adverts, does anyone remember the Peter Schmeichel bacon adverts?
It sounds like I'm too young for this.
The Danish bacon.
Dane pack. There was these adverts in there, and you had Peter Schmeichel, pretty sure goalie gloves are used as well.
Yeah. He's
got an apron on, magnificent rashers of Danish bacon out, Dane pack. Peter Schmeichel serving up your bacon, going down the village. Maybe they should bring that back. Okay,
Lord.
In the close season, keepers, you don't have to do as much cardio, mate. Okay, get yourself down the market square with some packs of bacon, and your Premier League keeper will
Every keeper has to do bacon.
Yeah, everyone. Apart from
Danny Ward.
Yeah, they'll give him that fake stuff just because they won't be able to trust him.
Faking.
Yeah, they give it to him. It's already cremated.
So on the topic of Leicester, Brendan Rodgers has to go.
Has to fucking go.
Where to though?
Celtic, because he'll be gone when he Celtic managers go.
Because he'll go to Brighton.
Yeah.
And then Rodgers did right in Celtic.
Yeah, they'll take him back.
But yeah.
The Celtic manager to Brighton.
To be fair, I think Danny Ward could win stuff for Celtic as the manager. As player manager and goal, yeah.
As the striker.
Danny, it's not really working out for you.
Danny, you're playing up front.
Yeah.
I don't play.
Cut. Yeah. Get me Zach Dingle.
Get me Shadrack on the phone.
Shadrack centre back. That'd be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah, Brendan Rodgers got to go.
Yeah.
And I also want to touch on Stevie G. What you thinking of him at Villa?
Well, I think he's got to go, but like realistically, every time his job's just about to be done.
Anytime I watch a Villa game and they like City went, he saved his job, and I think it's pretty much the same now. I think he's out of his depth, and I think if it had been, just thinking for example, a Leicester manager who maybe was from a Championship background, it'd have gone, but
it was Sean Dyche. He's gone.
example or anything like that. And I think a lot of it is his name and his legacy.
Yeah.
And I think that propped up.
But they look
because Lampard really should have got that Derby side up, especially with bringing in players like Mount and that in, and he didn't.
Yeah, Lampard definitely. I spoke about this on the podcast before.
Yeah,
Lampard failed as Derby manager. He did the best they've done in years.
Yeah.
But the amount of money they spent was fucking ludicrous.
Yeah.
And he doesn't go up. Shit at Chelsea, gets held on for too long.
I thought he did well. The thing with Lampard was at Chelsea is I thought he did
he
really.
He did have a transfer.
Yeah,
embargo.
during that point he was fine.
Yeah.
But also they weren't able to.
They can't tell him off for not bringing in
and they can't sack him anyway. They were plotting their next bit. He was only ever going to hold the baby.
Yeah.
But I think what you're alluding to is that Gerrard.
If you look at the stats though, Steven Gerrard. So Gary Neville really failed as a manager at Valencia really badly. His win ratio is nearly twice as much as Gerrard's at Villa.
Yeah.
But Neville failed.
Yeah.
Gerrard's doing all right.
Yeah.
But how would you feel now when you're Steven Gerrard and so much money has been pumped into that Villa side? Admittedly, some of that was when Dean Smith was there. These are clearly signings that are being made.
They've got a real rebuild plan. They're one of the richest clubs in the world. Villa.
Mm-hmm.
And they've got all these plans happening. Spend all this money on Douglas Luiz, Buendia, which I think was a real bad signing to be fair. But at the time,
it made perfect sense.
At the time, you go, this is fucking quality.
Yeah.
But it's just not great.
I think what was with Buendia obviously was absolutely fantastic for Norwich, and a lot of people saw that. But I think he's just one of those players who's very good at like the top of the Championship.
Yeah.
He's a big boy in a small club.
Yeah.
That's the way it works. You see it all the time.
That's what you say about Mitrovic as well. He's proved me wrong this season.
Yeah, this season he's.
And then the other thing as well, because he did so well, Buendia got into the Argentinian side, and what happens is these owners they think just also as well, just in the aftermath of Maradona passing away, they think, oh, exciting Argentinian playmaker for the national squad, and then people get excited. They're like, is he going to be the next? I don't mean Maradona, but players like. We love watching South American players. Like if any club signs one who's Brazilian,
I always speak about McAllister.
Yeah.
He always gets written off, and what he does is he's shit for 5 weeks, and then 1 week he's like,
just show up one
this
week.
guy is fucking mustard.
Like the other week.
Yeah, he scored
that.
Got two disallowed goals.
And the one that's I still can't.
It's not disallowed.
It's one of the goals of the season.
I saw the highlights of that. Oh yeah, yes I did. The screamer.
Yeah, absolute screamer. And you're like, we watched it back as well. I cannot see how on earth it's rolled out.
It was against 5-2, wasn't it?
I
can't remember.
Forest.
Was it?
Was it not Palace?
No, their Palace game was last weekend and got cancelled. The fucking M25 derby. What a fucking shit show. Who decided that was a derby?
So that happened in the 70s. Both teams over the course of 2 seasons were competing for League and Cup.
Right.
And they met so many times that the rivalry became intense. So it's nothing to do with, I know they call it that, but it's nothing to do geographically. It's for this point over a few seasons.
It can't be that geographically because that's not Palace's ground.
No.
Originally that's Wimbledon's ground.
Yeah. This is it. So what they call it, that's correct. It's all to do with them having this intense rivalry. Meeting. You know, like say Arsenal and United in the 90s, 2000s. Nothing geographically, so it's a rivalry derby, and that's what it is.
Yeah, it's not a local derby.
It's people in the media, and unfortunately, a lot of football reporters, journalists,
and
bloggers, etc.
Call it the M25
because they're uneducated. They're uneducated.
Well, yeah, I was uneducated.
Yeah.
I think it's a fucking bullshit.
But it's this rivalry got so intense that supporter was stabbed, and it got really, 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 really intense. But that was the time of like hooliganism in UK football, which although it shows its head every so often, we think
Well, it shows its head a lot, but like back then was covered a lot more, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like every time you kind of watch stuff on your TV, it was there.
I was watching something about it the other day about how it started. The Scousers started like wearing dressing smart at football grounds because they went to a European game in Napoli. And they just robbed all the shops. It's like, that's not me taking a piss. They robbed all the Versace shops, all that shit, and all dressed real smart. They wore all the clothes they robbed. And that's not a joke. So then football fans were like, everyone's dressing smart now. Everyone's dressing like Tashini clothes now. Like, they all started dressing smart because the Scousers just robbed Napoli. Who else is a big signing this summer? Jesus was, I think, has been a great signing. A great fucking signing. And it's great for Jesus as well because he was never going to get in that City squad.
Especially with Haaland coming in.
He's never getting in the England squad either.
Sterling at Chelsea.
I love that signing.
I do as well.
I think he's been playing that position. They're playing him as the furthest man forward. It doesn't work.
But that must cast some doubts over whether. For me, he was one of the first names on the squad for England.
He gets a lot of stick. And this might sound like I'm trying to cause an
he wasn't picked, was he? Sterling.
Yeah, he's in
He's in the squad. Yeah.
He got a lot of stick in the Euros, saying that he's doing fuck all, when he literally was so instrumental in that squad.
Yeah, no, he was. He's fantastic.
But the reason he got the stick, and this might cause arguments, it's because he's not white.
He is.
100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
Grealish wasn't doing anything. He wasn't playing, yet he was still the star boy.
Yeah.
Well, we saw the racism in the Euro 2020 when the three people that missed the penalties were not white, so they got fucking ruined over the media. One of them, a bloke has gone to prison over it, I think.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Over the Rashford stuff.
But we see there's still very much, and not even that, veiled racism in UK media. It's shown with Raheem Sterling. Yeah. We see it more in the national news with Meghan Markle. There's definitely something there where anything they do, and then stuff like we read about when Raheem Sterling gets tattoos and that, like, and
well, it was a gun. But they made out it was like gang related.
No, there's a story about it.
Yeah, it's not. But then you see, like Daniel Agger had the Liverpool centre back was covered in tattoos. He had a fucking dagger down his arm. Mm. No one mentioned it. Yeah. He gets a fucking gun.
Well, they thought it was for D Agger, don't they?
I actually think it might.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Agger do.
But it's
Agger don't.
No, it is big.
I think Rashford and Sancho were the two of the penalty takers that missed. And that spilled over into United as well.
It was Saka, Rashford,
and Sancho.
I thought only two missed.
No, it's three missed. Yeah,
I thought I stopped watching by then.
It was definitely Sancho.
There was a T-shirt that went round that said like Bayako, Jaden, Marcus, I stand with you. These T-shirts shouldn't exist. Like you shouldn't have to do it.
I would like we can update your Facebook profile to have the little thing in the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, United's always
I'm
been
vaccinated
racism as well.
United, every time United lose, you go on any of their players' Instagram, it's fucking terrible.
It is disgusting. And like people, I remember
Rashford's really bad.
Martial last season missed the goals and we lost. And
that's funny.
They messaged his beginning of last season. He was.
Was he?
Yeah.
Before he went out on loan.
And his wife got messaged about like some proper abuse. It was fucking mad, mate.
Yeah, I think someone's just gone to prison over some racial abuse over social media, which is a good start. It's a good sign that it's like this stuff could get sorted.
Yeah,
it never will. But the whole point I brought that up is he was so good for England in the Euros. He scored the first two goals. He was everywhere, but he was still getting stick in the British media.
Yeah,
and there's only one reason. That is the only reason, boys. That's it.
Yeah.
It's like it's fucking stupid. Three white men talking about racism. Like we know nothing about it, but like we see it. It doesn't mean that we don't know what's happening.
Yeah, and it's wrong.
Yeah, I do think the move to
Chelsea.
It made sense because obviously with Haaland coming in,
that's where he's from.
Yeah, no, and it made sense. Him going there, especially in a World Cup year, but I think they were the only team that could have come in for him, really.
So he's still worth a bit of money.
Yeah.
So
I still think Southgate will go to him initially.
Yeah.
Because as we've discussed already today.
So Sterling wasn't happy at City as it is because he's not playing enough football because of the way Pep does his team sheets. Like Sterling getting 25 minutes a week, it's all like maximum 60 minutes. You know what I mean? It's not good enough for him. And I think the only teams that could have signed him were United, Chelsea, Villa, or Newcastle, and like Newcastle,
Forest.
Fucking hell.
Why not?
Newcastle are below him.
You're above him actually.
Yeah,
when he was in Manchester.
But like they're below his like fucking ideology of good football. Can't go to Manchester. He could go to Manchester United, but then there's more. There's just the same amount of competition there.
Yeah.
You've got Sancho, and then you've just brought in Anthony, and that would have been on the books for a while.
Yeah.
Bringing him in, it didn't happen overnight like they made out.
Yeah.
Who else did I say? Villa. Below him. Chelsea is the only real one that he's going to get in the team.
Yeah.
He just got rid of Lukaku. Just got rid of Werner.
Yeah.
No brainer. And he's doing well.
He's doing alright. Yeah, he's doing alright.
Scored a lovely goal a couple of weeks back, didn't he?
Yeah. In the week against Salzburg, he scored a really good goal.
Yeah.
I follow this bloke on TikTok who he just breaks down football games. It's really fucking smart, isn't it? It's like Harrison or something like that. I'd like to tag him or something. But he sees stuff in football we don't see, and he broke down the way Sterling plays under Potter. And it is. And then Roy Jones said it as well. This guy is a great fucking signing because you can play it anywhere across the front three. I don't believe that. I don't think he can play as a number 9.
No, you can't.
No.
Not in the Premier League. But he is.
He can play out wide or behind. You can't.
Yeah, he can play as like a false 9.
Yeah.
Because he's quick as fuck and he's good with his feet. And he's unexpectedly really fucking strong. Like he's muscled.
He doesn't get pushed off the ball easily.
Yeah.
Especially when he's at a standing point. If someone's trying to make a tackle. You know, if he's in motion.
If he's fucking running, someone runs into it, it's like impossible, isn't it?
And you get some idiot saying rugby players won't go down like that. Yeah, because they're not designed to. Shut up. That's what I hate about the World Cup. These idiots get in the pub. Because they watch a bit of Six Nations 3 times a year. They think that they're rugby fans, and they're not. They're just idiots. If any of you are watching as well, fuck off.
You ruin pubs for us.
You ruined my life.
We went to the Winnie, we watched a football game, and it was the FA Cup final when City fucking demolished someone.
Watford,
like 6-0 or whatever.
8-0.
Yeah, whatever it was.
8-1, 8-0.
I was sat there, and then there's these 2 guys, they're the classic fucking rugby fans. They watch rugby 3 times a year, and they think, oh, why do footballers get paid so much? Blah, 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 blah. And then they were winding me up so much, I left and just walked home. I'd rather sit at home than sit and watch
it's
football.
bloody annoying, isn't it?
They were going like, City scored, like, whoa, sports goal. Well, fuck off, will you silly cunt.
Touchdown.
Yeah, they were doing stuff like that. Oh, that's not a try. Or someone kicked it over. They went like that.
Yeah.
It just wound me up. I'd rather walk home. My walk home was like 25 minutes. I'd missed the last 25 minutes of the football. I'd rather just miss it than sit there and watch football with these fucking idiots.
But then luckily the Forest bus went by and picked him up.
Do you know my favourite signing, and people hate him, I think, is Richarlison. I think it's
he's great.
I think it's a fantastic signing.
What do you hate about
He
him?
can play with Kulusevski instead of Kulusevski. Play with Son instead of Son. Play with Kane instead of Kane. What a fucking signing with Champions League football.
I don't hate his playing style. I just hate him.
Oh yeah, no, he's a cunt. But that's his job.
Everyone likes a Maverick though, don't they?
That's his job until it's Nunes. I fucking hate him.
I didn't mind it up until, what was it the other week he did? He was doing keepy uppies on the pitch.
Oh, that was fucking funny.
Yeah, but then
That's
Brennan
such
Johnson
shit
just
house
put him down there. Yeah.
It's just such shithousery though, isn't it?
But there's a reason they signed him, and it's a quality signing for no money, like nothing. What was it? 30 mil?
Yeah.
For Richarlison, Champions League,
35 mil, I think.
international for Brazil.
Everyone's closing down so, wasn't it?
They have to make some.
Everything must go. What about you, Frank? What about you?
They have to make some serious money. I think something like that. Like, well, they're 300 million.
Because they've committed to this new stadium.
Yeah.
But do you remember, like, this time 2 years ago, Everton were top of the Premier League.
Yeah.
Under Ancelotti.
Yeah.
And then they narrowly drew 2-2 in a Merseyside derby, and it must be, if not to the day, then a week or so 2 years ago. And Ancelotti, you're like, this Everton side looks really good, and then suddenly
it went to shit.
It was a year ago, around this time, when Rafa took over, and then they were 1-0 down against someone, and then he did all 3 changes in like the 60th minute. He brought on Damari Gray, Townsend, and Andre Gomez all at the same time, and then they all made a shift and they won. And you're like, this guy's a fucking genius. Like, they won 3-1, I think it was against Palace or something. And you're like, this guy's fucking good. And then the same fucking happened again.
Yeah.
Like, the Ancelotti thing's weird though. Like, he was brought in because of the rebuild. We're going to rebuild this. We brought in James Rodriguez.
Yeah.
We brought in Allen. Like this, like we're going to do something here. And then like Ancelotti's gone.
Fizzled out.
Do you remember
that?
Clap for carers?
Yeah.
Oh, we're in our middle class homes clapping, but actually, when it comes down to it,
what are you donating?
Yeah, we're gonna charge the nurses and that more money a year.
Yeah.
So to study, to get them to be registered.
During lockdown, me and
not give them a.
Me and Belko on Fridays had beers for builders.
Yeah.
We're outside like cracking beer.
Which should be done every week. Yeah. Get a high vis on 6 o'clock. I mean that's too late for builders on a Friday. 2:30.
3 o'clock.
6 a.m.
Yeah.
3 o'clock we're off third.
Yeah.
Like we crack a beer open at the back door like that.
Scaffolders, they're off site by 10 on a Friday.
Oh mate,
straight down the working men's
club. We go to the pub on a Friday.
Yeah.
The scaffolders would be there before us. We'd go down there at 1.
Yeah.
Dust all over the carpet.
Yeah.
Right? You know they come in.
Yeah.
They're like, why don't you clean your, or whenever I've worked on site or anywhere,
you
take
wear
different trainers, don't you?
Yeah.
Not these guys.
No.
It's like, so I'm gonna wear my shirt with fucking on it and put fucking brake dust all over. Nice one, mate.